Patriotic Party are here this morning to brief you on the happenings regarding our regional chairman Abronye. Well, the police invited him on Monday, the 8th of September. He responded to the invitation by the police, went with his lawyers, submitted himself to interrogations. Within an hour of interrogations, he was whisked into NIB custody. The question is, why would the police investigating a matter and has its own police cells decide to send a citizen who is being investigated on a matter which is a misdemeanor into NIB custody? It must be stated that our checks at the NIB confirms that the NIB is not interrogating Abronye, neither are they investigating him. According to the NIB, they are only recipients of the man Abronye. In other words, the police sent him there that they should keep him. That is why they received him. But they are not the ones who are investigating. So the question is, why would Ghana Police Service claim to be investigating a person and rather decide to send him to NIB cells? Is it to punish him or what? Then they kept him the whole of Monday night, and Tuesday morning, being the 9th, he was brought to court. When they brought him to court, counsel for Mr. Abronye applied for bail. The police insisted that they still needed him for further investigation. Therefore, they want him to be remanded into lawful custody. Of course, the judge
Abusia mamembo bibia kwa basonko enfamra eye Kumasi online GA so ene no FaceTime ba no subscriber like share so e de amafofro na afofro san so etimi akabi na de comment ni so afa comment section ho no mo enso e de aba de woton bia no pese ye bon de ro e de mawa ye pro na bie e de ama 24 service ye beje ni abon de ro kama enso e de amabeso beso dwumadi ase kwan nom e wo honom kama enso e de man na no pay de Kumasi online media school na some science and mede nsem ni nyina enso so e de e baba beso nyakwasi de ye ya pe ye nyina ye kwa asori de makwa akoda twedi ampon kwa me asese wa hwe so na watwe nyawa mabone bia so aka me midin Ani or Himalayan Konusham na the ATOP any so sawali asie obeti bin sa frame hana ATP bebe menembia so no major fell so kama so e bana tija dwumade dia wonim se eye politics kakra social issue kakra nenkete nese akane nyina bom ne da ba beson se atija dwumade na de ukopie 1PP amane kwade bia da still na ejana soko ho no madronya di se na no fia da ne zokopie mu kota na wo hwe ni pa ekobodom pemwo ho wo hwe MPP members ni bebre na ekopie bo ho no ma na so mani abriye baba pase say ya money bela enya de omo beti ase ne no mati ase achina ye hu sa afi no marking ekopie mo na bi mo e na afi so ye former MPP chairman ye fedi bre mu nyina ekopie mo ho no mo do mo support ekwa support ye e kan say abronye di se de be ya court be ja na enimu enimu ya na so ekowi achire no na sa kwa asaso akoya rehosem ye papa na Usha amafo ekope odompemo ho no ma ebi mo febno region ebi mo friend ebe board odompemo ho no ma ohwe dede amo ye even cry maame foi etwa anwom nyina ede amaya maame lodina se wontu nikunu mahamafo efa magana fo cause ebi ese ode Ghana ekono anu aye de ye papa na yakopon bo na se 2028 wo mo ba ba mu dia na de dwuma mo di be di wo mo endi samanuko no this wo mo nyina pack wo mo ne ma di free my Ghana mu akopi obi mai so ekobo bra na metina fidue mu ase aka kire mo amkobo dompe nyina se se ba kire wo dran kasa de ama ya abronye di si de yakopon boa na mo so matena se na matwe na ba manim na matu ne fo aka kire ne se di atem na de bia da wodi di amafo wo kuro mu ase se wojai because MPP party na yete ye no anase MPP party na mpanifo te ye no o ma ti MPP party ni so mo bedi atem o ma fa di atem atete mo se mo mra na mo bedi di mpanifo atem wo kuro mu ase it is abronye dis nya ne fan ho dia mo make sure say mo de ne betina se se nka mo de ne tina se tu ni fu mre bi atwama na ye kasa mo tu ni fu na ba bi e wo keka kono ho atwa nka menye sure se ba de se mbebo akwa wia baby se eti no so obafia penifo na mo ko ye di nyira no MPP penifo mo tu abronye di fu se so obetina the platform no so a wo fa nyansan fanto na won ka asem no boko ma ne be keke mu be di atema na no be ba so fansa me kire Ghana for ye mpesa bie yen pesa bie etisamu wa futuo bia na matu ne fo kama so ede ayedai ede amano esi an wasan so remind ni bie ba yo wasan be kwa akodem ensawem ton na woko we ye straight to ensawem we there ye kan se yankopon born the 15th no wasan so be PM wo course enye fedent we there wo be kwa ko share mama part ho na ejamo de sa wale ne be koso se nkoso wo so dia but ye be slam PP amanuko do footwo no mo tu abronye disifo wo JFK wo kromu ase wo na ye na kan say general secretary de bia da obi ye list mistake apedo what a be letter tin no the bible to ye suspending ni pado na so abronye dis de bia da wo tena ne platform so din crofotem di asofo fotem kanedo in Japan do se wono nya do be kasa ne nedie ne kama na kasa na air fight an kasa de makanedo in Japan wo kroma se ma anya wo hwe enen na ya chi na wie no ma bodo piba kwa kopie ono mo kwa yede wo ho no mesi sa energy na munya sa energy no mo fa sa energy dan ko pon boa na ne nsa wam no ko wie na ya ko pon bo na 15 years so de ni kopie mu ko otu wie na se ye be jana wo be fia mo fa ne ntena fie na mo fa efutuo efe na futuo fa to ne trim ka se MPP party na ye tie ne ya fa di atem na de tete ye na wonya se di atem a de bia da wodi atena mbisa se enti na yire pa ya na so obeda ne nchen wo efutuo be pa na ya no de ma abronye DC na de bia da abronye DC di atem na fan ko si he na moto na mo hwe ne tra de mahoma wie ye enne mahoma wie ye na nyakopon bo 2028 na mo ba abem na mkasa mo be ye bia ye timem fokranya de ye bete ase yenti ase ma munyi mo fa bi ndi sa manuko ne da ye be sole ase atia wo kuro ma se cause mo amamani na ho no ma esi mo be twaye na masanso agya abronya di se o me di atem wo kuro mi se kuro ma se sa ma anya kuku akeka ye kanso nya de be gya wo kuro ma se abronya di si sa wo mo na wo kono mesro ye ma part ya fe no nyakopon bo na 15th ni ye hia no wa bon ho tofa kakra ya kire ye se esi an ho ya na ase ne ho nyen sa bom kura de se agya mo pe mienu miensa bi sa ka homa no we nyakopon mo na 15 ye ye san so be ko bi ye be no ko habra sa na ye no se no so Friday no ban so Black Maria no no ano mo sa de ne tumu won ko ni pau na so nam ne ma boni abronya di city krom a wo ye de bia da ye pa abronya din yo ye pa abronya din yo NPP fo ma homa wie ye ma wie na mo humanim ni sum na ma ja ma sem nyina da ma twedi ampon kwa me nyakopon onya dai wonya dey senka mutu no fu a enen kenkwan ko wie bibi sei da abusia meto amensem ne so dia nesa miame wofa ye eye chama wontumi ena Ghana for mo sorry o ada menya Ghana bie mana ai trouble upon trouble ankasa a trouble mu promase yes me wofa dia afi 2025 idie anko ye fa kran fa ma no wokopie mo yoko ya yes yoka no so da ye bia nya se wawu nsama fo giregyira ne so a wo be kan ye ena me no we ka se me wofa trouble asaba be to ni promo biem national security for akwa kopiem ewo ye ne fie ama ye ka se wo no ma ye 5 ye nyamo miensa na mienu ne de omo se akire wo mo baba because omo sha ka no anfa kwan paso ana ambedro man ga ne mana titin so I must look for as we say can a criminal can kasa and shy copy more quarter and sha me of our for ye be bit ma in be 30 years wo kroma say one John board munina a enye fade and nam no kasa dia asem na kwa kamia kwa so for ye and show you court no beko na eye kwa me chromatic said in sembia beto abe fontin video na sema work can say what to be left and right and kasa e dia ma ye chama wo say chaba wontumi and sha feel say wu padia na wu bie mokro cause amane no how we to padia ano de na so na me no ka say eya me am ofa chama wontumi gina pinsie so ka kire delegation from go promoti kwato aba enfama Dr. Baumia nam say ka bia me se me ka bia ma na so ye campaign ma Dr. Baumia de lebia da nya de me ya me so be kam ho na kotie nsema kwa me chromatic se kan yem masisia
Daily Post say Maslock retrieves 3 state vehicles from Chama Wontumi. CEO of Maslock confirms. Na the entire me bisa was asking say nansen ya che no. Okay, say Ghana for mun sorry. Ghana for mun sorry. Madia ba contract da. Madia ba bo post da. Enti ye den na ban ejapade akwakodi ni nsami.
Yo me da se metia etie for anapawe. A buy Japadia because in fact Maslock Radia office of the president staffers into a Juma ye bia or Maslock no as ye papa Honorable Julius Deborah ase na Maslock ye na ye nim say a Bosnia any high purchases ni adie and a Maslock na anka e was say ekoma enyafo ni omwa sabi ontimi onankasa kwa on his own ontimi ntoka ni bi na ya
man was kabao was go
se no nti na ya ahomete no ya ba he ne ya hwe ya records mu ni eja yen ye tracy cars na wo amanfo ho a omuntua ye omagigi sika omuntimi ntua ye course ni bi kwa wo ha mia na me ye course no na de eba ye ne se cars ni bi wo ha na omuntimi enyi trackers ni mfi mo bebre na omayi trackers a Maslock edisise mu no na omayi efi mu nti no de na trackers ni mu bi no de na trackers ni bi wo mu no na yetimi tracy ya na in fact 5 of the cars no echo chairman Mr. Bernard Enchibuesiaku na ye tracy echo ni fie ye tracy 3 echo ni fie a wotema eho nti ye ma national security for eboaye na ye kokose sa cars no ewo nfie ho no nti no kra ewo mu eno cars ne de I don't know how they went about it, but almost every regional secretary of the MPP at the Maslock ontiaye yera John Bodu NHD ejinemu ema omo nti say ye ka say ono a odne ka so be ka cho national security efre no ema omo a odi ejinemu mo omo a omo jeje ye no omo aba endra ye ko je ba ko efi ye nua be ma Charles Bisiu eho ono so na ba ko won fa ontia one person akra kwa mi ontia ya de car no so ma no na ye foforo brand new car rubber hye ho enso na ye kofa car no na car na te bia no enya ade a eso ani but yaje e dia ba beti okosi se obeba na oni ya betena se na ye ne na ye nhihye na wachia enti no sana koso regional chairman for no Western North regional chairman nyame adomo no ye ba ye ne na ya ma wachia akakakra no wachia ewie Eastern region on any dear 500,000 Ghana cedis and also on Suchian and Kaka Kwame SMP Yama make a china seku or the G Sika and what say the mag groups or the groups needing by Emma Omu di Sikano Emma Omo. Now the Akoba and say I was say repayment no omo ye repayment to Maslock sick account mo ba ma mi ma omo account foforo ena na omutia sika no egum up to lenesa sika no one person akra ma me no enfam bre Maslock say sika na ye beje ye no ni sika ni ye de demand notice akọ on fi ye ni DC then bo yes a friend of Bonzi or no
Bonzi
almost 600,000 over 600,000 on also J ya or chiche ama e was what chiche ma groups no ya china and also yente ho she enti no nyoma bebre na akabom ba me e wo se me pet time na me ba na documents na nkakra nyina documents no me de betre mu na afi ya fa no baako ni yehu obia de any senia kono ye ba ye na wo se ye tuebo ni ye hwehwe mu nyina ansa yetini apie aba be kasa because me mpese me ye mfumso bi a obi be kasa enye no krese o de ka anase enye no krese ye ka ababa bidi ne ho enti sei na asem ne timi nua bema
anya we de every Monday ko mi wie ya program efrel na next Monday ko akopem ne Friday no wa ma me da wo pe fankrata ni nyina bra ne yentesem na because Maslock de minim se wo mu asabi wo mu ni bie
omo ton nyoma ebi o pios mu woni fie anim oni sika no mpo a ode be hyeja no omo na ye boa wo omo na oni mi say ye cars bi kra maso kofi djuma beji bi up to now gihokofo wo mu ndimi ntia ye ka gihok de ye ka be 600 and something thousand wo mu ndimi ntia
nani ne tese sabre no ho no under whose watch
because na enye mobrowa ni ehiafo na saa time no na Maslock
na obi ba ni we dey 600,000 na gihokfo no wo me
me akwa me Maslock eka eda Maslock as asset ne aye cafe 430 million Ghana cedis 430 million Ghana cedis. Lesanka yekita sa sika na enya dia e wo se aban etimi ma yesika biom as Maslock.
Hey.
430 million cedis. Eno ni sika eka eda ho a e wo se yegigi fi amanfo ho e de bese anem. Na esan se Maslock nso ye mandate a e wo ye ho no yentimi enfa obi enko court yankasa gise attorney general intinyama ni nyina akwa akodi attorney general wa de wo se omode court wo ya nemu no omode be court wo ya nemu
ai ani akoritinga ayeni wo wasembo no papa o
asempa
na mami so no wan hwe ya over se we ba regional chairman atimi ba sikana bodde no abeje 500,000 Ghana cedis
no de ko
5 billion wo ko ena mama mbuso cars no mi trackers ni bi free mu no betimi abasa
eno kra pay your contract na ye ni omo won e criminal because uchia sikani wia na ye de car ne mawa ena wo ho kwan sese wo mpa na we yefi mu abra one Maslock still e was our contract no eni se ode won saka saka no
Mommy. Because you and I want to me and say there type of cars no.
Oh, and then e mobo no. And ne unam kromo a ubehun cars nkitin bi. Ya friend of VW goal, enye goal for goal. Cars nkitu bi ya VW, but ono ne dia no go so much GOL instead of GOLF. Yes, cars nkitu ani bio. Ya de buy say anka mebunu na wo mo pese o mo ye uber ne sa nyoma no yango ni ba queen
yango boat
ni sa nyoma na ha enti uba na ya ma oka ni bi na ndie bosumi bia utua ne kakra kosi se ubechi awie ntuchi awie a maslock aye transfer of ownership amount na say no car no eye wan kasa wodi a wodi ye adwuma na wodi ahwe abusia eye sa cars ni bio
ana mpanimfo no mum agege Georg for the no na type of cars ben
Georg de no maslock e de ye friend Nissan Ovan buses ibi e baaye no nso no na e wo se omode memma GPRT for transport unions ya omo man ni mu a omo nso omo members ni bi ehia cars ni bi na omo de aye Accra Kumasi Takra Denisa road trips ni bi omo de no eye enu bi ena ehun aba asemi
na Georg for no am run a transport
eno so ya asem a e wo se
mi ni mo apatation no amoton
Ebusia na ese me wofa yese eja mi pesika bi de ma me wofa ko yese be adu na no de bi ada na me wofa ho wonsensem setia ano odin we oda gro beti madam punie wofa ye cha ba wontumi ade se bia na cha enye wonwa ebe ma ni za ko na intama na pipi amanuko oye me wofa de ba na de we a wosimi ekokoti ni we no na ye too much dodo na ye too much dodo kokoti no na doso dodo ati ase na doso enti e besere MPP amanuku ei esti ano another trouble enye ono nko ajombo adun so kan ho biti esi ano mo ye ne dey MPP amanuku enye de mbehuni nyankopon bo na mo ba be mo betutum ne maye ankasa ebusia meto aso dia na ese spokesperson de makene do hine Japan na face Brian champion mo ba be kasa say second chance ye Dr. Bawumia na ma wo ka che delegates omo ma ne second chance biem there be ye put full stop editor cause Dr. Bawumia it me more my Ghana woni vision bia obetimi da bo Ghana MPP amanuku MPP afane to ma prefer na sanso kra ma MP o my Ghana 2028 o ma sanso kra di nkunimu kroma that second chance no dabi and then fata say sanso man second chance na history upon history there omo de bi egu akwa man kasa na wutia na otimu say sane sama de bi ada wakasa ye mampani ye kanise dada ekufo adoko ba akumienu miensa asa na obetima ye mampani wo kuroma se ne ye hwe ye papa kofo nso so akoba akumienu na osisa that history no utie mu ana akwa echoti mu say ye mampani dada be de share Dr. Bawumia deketa ma ye man second chance anya de because that 38% no ye vempia ka wo kuroma se na sa na 9 pe na de bi ada na 9 pe aka 9 pe no ho nsem nyina eka ho mesa so be kam ho ne akoti ni nyina so abasisia.
From where my senior Abba ended, I think he gave the history of the party and situated it within a certain context to support the argument that a candidate A or candidate B must be brought by the party to contest in the 2028 elections and win its power. It is also important to highlight that in the MPP, the privilege of a second presidential bid at every point, the history tells us that has never been automatic. And we must always remind ourselves that based on the same history, it is not just a reward simply for showing up. And it has always been benchmarked on recognition and through strong performance in the previous general election. Indeed, our history has proven that every candidate who has been given a second chance first demonstrated the capacity to grow the party's vote share and inspire confidence for victory. Where that performance falters, the party has always trusted its delegates to choose a new path. And that is where we are now. Interestingly, in our previous performance, the data is there and available for all of us to peruse. And so we'll be guided by the data and then make the consequential decisions. But of course, I don't want to bore you with the figures once again. Just that I want to take a quick bite on the earlier video that you played where Dr. Bawumia was trying to downplay what Dr. Brian Champon said on his performance in the Zongos. He spoke about the data does not support that, but indeed he didn't provide any evidence to support that claim. So respectfully, I will call on his team and himself to provide data to support the fact that indeed, in terms of his performance in the Zongos, it outweighs that of the 2020 elections. You do not make a case without providing evidence to support it. But this is the point of Kennedy Japan, that in the spirit of revival of the party and the spirit of party harmony, we've had an establishment that has been around for the past 16 years. Indeed, if you had any ideas within the past 16 years being in the helms of affairs or the leadership of the party, 16 years is quite reasonable for you to propose or implement any ideas that you have. After 16 years, it is only proper and fair that you step aside for other people to also to continue. I'm not sure Dr. Bawumia will have any unique and any extraordinary ideas to propose again, especially having been in the helm of affairs or control of the party for the past 16 years. That is half of the life of the party's existence. Again, we are saying that if you look at the Kennedy Japan's touch with the base, the grassroots, his consistent advocacy for the grassroots, his alignment with the grassroots, which ordinarily, they are the people that will always go and campaign and bring the vote. His acceptability, his marketability. And let me use this opportunity to explain this point. It's very crucial. People always confuse visibility with marketability. Visibility is presence. So somebody may be visible, but may not necessarily be marketable. When you are talking about marketability, we are talking about credibility, where people trust you, where people recognize you, that you take responsibility for situations, whether good or bad. And based on that, they are able to have some confidence in you. And that inures to your credibility. So credibility then translates into marketability. And of course, it's also equal to acceptance. So, don't let us miss the two. In the case of this current discussion, we are talking about how the person will be accepted by the people. And we are making a strong case that Kennedy Japan, with his advocacy, with his entrepreneurial work, jobs that he created for the people, Ghanaians noting him for that, his character traits, being bold, courageous, fearless. These are all trademarks of every great leader, that we make a very strong and superior case that at a crucial time like this, like I indicated, in the spirit of the party's revival, we need somebody like Kennedy Japan to rescue power for the MPP. Other than that, no matter how rich your ideas are, well, for me, I don't believe there is one single human being who has inherent, some powers to conjure some ideas. Some challenges as a country has always been systemic. We know them, and we know the solutions with them. The solutions are not ideas. The solution has more to do with having the political role and the tenacity to make implementation or make decisions. It has never been premised on any ideas. The ideas has always been there.
Okay.
The character to implement, and that is where Kennedy Japan stands strong. So, in ending, we are concluding that based on the same history, based on the same record, if you look at the trajectory of MPP, our vote has always been in the ascending order. It is only Dr. Bawumia that has brought it in the downward trend. And so history does not support him. Just like Professor Dubois, when he failed to perform, the delegate spoke very clearly and loudly that in MPP, the only caveat for giving you a second chance has always been contingent on performance.
Kwesi, just hold on. Fred has a quick question for you before you go.
Yes, Kwesi, you've talked about unity, you've talked about acceptability and marketability. There are many people who believe that the party's 2024 defeat, your candidate cannot absolve himself of blame, in the sense that some of his comments, some of his actions in the primaries before that election also affected your candidate, which is Dr. Bawumia. Now, this candidate has been presented again. Your candidate comes up again. The question is, how is your candidate going to unite the party? From where people stand, your candidate is a divisive figure and cannot unite the party. And as the party heads to 2028, you need a united party. So what do you say to the people who say your candidate cannot unite the party ahead of the 2028 elections?
Well, I mean, very impressive question. I've heard it so many times. We've answered it so many times. I mean, let's be blunt and call a spade a spade. It's not Ghana, it's Dr. Bawumia's campaign team that has been propagating that falsehood. But for emphasis, I'm not sure Kennedy Japon's comments resulted in the DDEP. I'm not sure it was Kennedy Japan who said when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. I'm not sure the economic mess, it was Kennedy Japan who was in control and was the head of the economic management team. And for that matter, he occasioned that. The NAPCO people that we failed to pay, I'm not sure it was Kennedy Japan who engineered that. I mean, the list can go on. 1,001 of them, all the mess in the system.
Hello, Kwesi.
Are you asking another question? When the party folks were calling for, how do you call it, the reshuffle? I'm not sure upon who opposed it. The lists are there, the reasons are there. When comments were being made that we're going to bring Muslim votes, I'm not sure it was Kennedy Japan who said it. When comments were made that we have arrested the CD and giving the dollar and giving the keys to the IGP, I'm not sure it was Kennedy Japan who mentioned it. So this approach of always running away from responsibility, I call it responsibility fugitiveness, and I'm not sure it depicts that of a good leader. The greatest trademark of a good leader is to accept responsibility, whether good or bad.
Okay.
You cannot reprobate and approbate.
But like I was saying, I've heard the arguments being canvassed, but I respectfully submit that the second chance argument that my brother Akbar raised appears rather simplistic. Akbar must pay some attention to the data that underscores the need to repeat a candidate or otherwise. I think that decision has always been performance-based. And so we will have to review the performance of the candidate in the previous election to consider a repetition or otherwise. And so,
Pals, we are running out of time, but then Fred has a quick question for you on the same campaign trail.
So, Pius, you talked about appeal, your candidate having both national and internal appeal when it comes to the delegates and voters at large. But recent polls show otherwise. Your candidate, when he was put up against your other candidates in this particular race, did not show up. Are you sure that what you are seeing on the ground, or what you believe to be seeing on the ground, is what it is?
Well, I don't think that the polls reflect what we are seeing on the ground. I'm on the ground right now. I've had to pull over so I can engage with you. We are listening to the delegates. I'm not about to discuss the methodology of any body.
It's in the second chance in the Nadia Bayajma Okrum, auntie. I decided and I decided delegates and say, Moko to Abapa, and my moon tears on the second chance, Nadevia done a second chance. 8 years or a man penny, Nana Danko Kufu Bilbo by the end of my year. You all was a economy, no Besham economy net in Makuna, Namanoka say, and this a man who couldn't buy a bear just for from January to a year, September, Yamenoka say, economy now rises a corner Niman Casa. There's a man penny than another Dr. Bawumia. Then I'm here. When I wear economists, they go here chill, so yeah, they get that. Waging a piaka or chromas in his second chance in the day, and now the Bema de Biara that it will chromasi. I will see a mess also be like cash and so their mouth for Samson. etimi akab na de comment ni so afa comment section ho no mo enso so e dia ba na aba na ego screen na se no peke number na eja de otombia ne mtina fidwe mu ase ne yembo ho de ru emfa mo Kumasi online media school e na so ma sene ne me de nsem we nyina so e de ababa be so mo nti se wani so de hu se da achi bi obese o ye nsentro ni mapa na meka fo Kumasi online media school e na e dia ma se tutu ana mo ne bra ne besuan de wo ha just 3 months pe won so be ye nsentro ni mapa nkasa e wo my Ghana mo se de fa ne media hu bia de yakodare mu ayese betim ye be kyerɛw ama won so just 3 months pe enso so etimi ehu ni nyina enso e wo my Ghana mu ase ne better form afan sema na media besum bia nya dem din nyina enso e de beka no nyina so e de beba beso nyakopon bo ekina e ye mande abro nya DC esan so bekwa akwa kopie mu e wo ko ba se am no ka se de ensa wempa e no da we dia no hodin pa a kopie bo episode the next na ya se wa ne sanu adwuma san so e na mezagasi producer se Mr Daniel ye wa me de ero himalen kunu shamna de Ethiopia ni so sawale ase obetimi sa from Hana ATP bebe menembia so major office for now no dear macro bye bye.